feel a connection to it. I can't explain.
Hey everyone, I'm Jeff McCobb, and we are back with another Alita update because there has been some news developing in the Alita world. So I wanted to hop on a call with our senior Alita geek, Mike Reyes.
Now you know who you are.
He is.
I want that to be official.
Is that your new title?
I think I'm going to put that on the cards now.
Member of the Alita Army himself, Mike Reyes, is on the call because the last time that we spoke, he was talking about a push to bring Alita back to theaters. And since then, it has been confirmed that Alita is returning to theaters. Not only that, but there's a lot going behind the scenes as far as the push for a sequel goes. So I just wanted to get an update because I'm behind in the news. First, Mike, where the hell is Alita Battle Angel going to be screening and across how many theater chains?
Okay, so initially it looked like we were going to have at least 2 chains on board because, as you know, the fans have been pushing to get Alita Battle Angel back into Cinemark theaters before the end of the year because they have their Comeback Classic series. So Cinemark tweeted all of a sudden the day of the big push, tweeted, "Oh, you guys want this? That's cool. We're going to give you more details later." And sure enough, I think it was like a couple weeks later, they said, "Yeah, it's coming back. We're selling tickets."
That's so great.
But,
oh, damn.
Yeah, and then, no, the most insane thing was, before Cinemark dropped a date, Regal sneaks into Twitter and says, "Oh yeah, Alita's coming back October 30th. And then everyone loses their minds.
That was pretty intense, huh?
There's the 3 major chains. You have Cinemark, Regal, and AMC Theaters. Now, Cinemark and Regal were on board, but Regal unfortunately looks to have backed out because Cineworld, their parent company, looks to have closed their US and UK locations due to diminishing returns at theaters. But
Why is that? What's going on with theaters?
Apparently people aren't going. And I can kind of see where that's going. We kind of got the James Bond movie taken from us, and
Sure.
Who knows what's happening for Christmas. But
I'm sure that's the reason.
Not exactly.
And then out of nowhere, AMC jumped in, and AMC had a site up for a while for Alita. Like, they had the October 30th date, they just hadn't made an announcement. Because it was kind of weird, because it's like, okay, everybody else is saying this, why aren't you guys jumping in yet? What are you doing? And then sure enough, AMC announced a couple days ago that they are joining in. It's going to be on October 30th like everyone else.
Dude, that's amazing. That's huge. I can't believe that update just came in the short few weeks since we talked about this last. I mean,
it only took them like 3 hours for Cinemark to commit after everybody did the Twitter push.
Thank you for coming on such short notice.
So the big hope right now amongst Alita fans like yourself, amongst Alita Army, is that people will return to theaters to see this movie they've discovered since. And some word of mouth will catch, right? And that will be a big push for the sequel. Is that accurate?
Oh, absolutely. The whole goal here is if enough people go to see it in theaters, I don't know what sort of benchmarks we're looking at, but hypothetically, if enough people go and bring enough attention back to this movie, there is a chance that maybe Disney and 20th Century Studios will want to move forward with that ever-present demand for a sequel. The fans pushed for the Alita re-release on October 30th. The cinema chains jumped in. That's pretty cool. You got all 3 major chains saying something at one point, and it looked like we were going to have everyone on board.
I'm almost there.
Then you've got Robert Rodriguez, John Landau, and James Cameron, out of all people, tweeting about the re-release campaign and then putting up what looked like the original Alita poster art, but then right in the bottom it said back in theaters October 30th.
Amazing.
The fact that image is out is officially sanctioned, and it's not just a movie like the movie theater chains, sort of photoshopping their own thing, is nuts. And
yeah.
You look at James Cameron's Twitter feed, I think he only has like 182 tweets, and he dedicated one to this. The official Alita movie Twitter came out and tweeted for this too. And the movie has been out for over a year.
I like it.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing. Cameron's the biggest director in the world. You know what I mean? Like, he's passionate about this film, dude. It's nice to see that come out again.
The man spent over 20 years in love with this series and developing it for film, and I'm sure to a certain extent it's still in his heart, considering it helped make Avatar possible, and maybe Avatar will help make Alita possible again, who knows. But just the fact that he produced this, he could have very easily just let the whole thing go the moment he approved Robert Rodriguez coming on board. But the fact that he stuck with it through that and is still paying attention to it it's really encouraging.
He has very high connections.
The obvious comparison, I don't want to beat this comparison into the ground, but, you know, is like what was going down with the Snyder Cut movement. You know what I mean? Like you first, you know, you get a couple of people behind the scenes that start speaking out in support of it. That's the first really big push in that direction to it gaining that kind of traction.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's not, I don't think it's a bad thing to compare it to the Snyder Cut movement as often as you do, just because of the sheer fact that that was the first contemporary movement that really pushed for that sort of thing. It resurrected something that looked like an abject failure.
I guess any comparison to the Snyder Cut movement, you know, can't be offensive considering the fact that it was ultimately successful. You were mentioning something about things that Alita Army is doing leading up to the theatrical release.
Yeah, so another page out of the standard Alita Army playbook, which I continue to respect and marvel at this. They've rented another billboard. However, this billboard is very strategically placed because they decided a billboard down in Orlando, Florida, which is near an AMC Theaters location, as well as near the Disney Parks Resort over at Walt Disney World, is going to be their next platform to raise the awareness for the re-release, because they've noticed, you know, while there are tweets from big figures supporting it, there's not really a huge studio push per se at this moment. So what happened was they started a go get funding page again, and as they did with the billboard and the banner over the Oscars, they hit their funding goal. In fact, I think they hit it like within an hour of opening up this past weekend. And then they said, okay, we're funding the billboard. Anything past that goal is going to go to two things. They're going to fund their own YouTube ad to raise awareness for the re-release, and then another part of the money's going to Feeding America.
Well, I just wanted to hop on with you and get the lowdown. I mean, I could read your articles, but I'd rather just talk to you in person. Because you know, hopefully as more news comes out, we'll continue to make these videos. Do you have any closing thoughts on these Alita updates on the situation? Anything you want to say to the fans out there?
I can't wait to go see it again. And I really hope that Disney's paying attention to the energy that the fans have put into this, because now that they're looking to sort of hone their strategy as to how they're going to produce content and how they're going to distribute content from this point forward, I think it would be foolish to ignore Alita Battle Angel as a potential source of entertainment.
I mean, I'm stoked. I wish we weren't across the country from each other, because I'd totally go see Alita Battle Angel in theaters with you.
Anytime. I would, if it were at all possible, I would rent a theater for like a home team screening for us here at CinemaBlend.
All right, thanks for the update, man. What do you guys think? Are you stoked? Are you going to go see it in theaters? Keep the conversation going. Let us know in the comments below. Mike, see you next time.
Next time.
Wouldn't that be dope? The whole like CinemaBlend offices, has a couple drinks, goes and watches Alita.
Oh yeah. And then I'm just standing there like, look, it's Motorball. Oh, Motorball.
Yeah, you're the dude by the screen like, watch this part. You're not watching.
That's Crimson Wind.